9 throwing stars of steel, pocketed over your heart, carried into the unknown to stun those who would unwittingly interfere with you. Like their luminous cousins in the heavens, small diamond stars sail through night skies on their own purpose. Blades born on dark winds, raining from the ninja's hand, to wage a tiny 3-second war that peace might follow.
This is called Shuriken, and then Shu is hand, and Di is inside, and Ken is a blade. So what it means is a blade inside of the hand, and it is pronounced Shuriken. Shuriken. Can we say that all together?
Shuriken.
That's right. Yeah, Shuriken is how you pronounce the word.
Shuriken. Now here's a funny thing. A lot of Americans will call it Shuriken. In fact, I'll even use that sometimes to say Shuriken in proper Japanese. Almost sounds affected to speak over here. So just make sure you don't call it a Shuriken or a Shuriken or something like that. So everybody say that again. Shuriken. Great.
Shuriken. And then this one particular is a senban Shuriken. And then sen is what it means is a projectile, and also like plow that the farmers use in the field. And then ban is a flat. So a flat projectile. That's what it means. Senban.
Thing on this throwing, if you get low in the crouch this way, is this rocking action. So if you put the shuriken here, just imagine hitting with this front hand. So if I could increase the punch, speed, reach, and knockdown with my leg, we're going to do the same thing with the shuriken. Now do this as a shuto. As you reach in, you're hitting, and you can feel that perfect timing to where the body movement accentuates that hit. Keeping your back straight, just like in our good koppojutsu. Now with this shuriken, as you throw it, you're going to be reaching and pointing at that last moment with it. So if you just reach with that here, get the idea. You need your back straight, and so this body traveling in space is going to add to the speed, add to the power. Rocking with this action here. So if I start with the shuriken hidden, hand goes into the pocket, pulls this out, transfers them over. I'm going to hook my thumb in there. I'll hold onto it this way, let it fly out from there. So we're just going to practice throwing these at the target for accuracy. So drag it. The further back you can hold it on the point, the better it is, because you're going to get more of a spin with that. The spin works to cut, to distract, and then flies away. So as I'm drawing it off, if I can throw it out from the point, it'll create more of that saw blade effect. So if you've got this stacked in your left hand, level, right thumb, this knuckle right here is going to catch right in the corner. Can you catch right in the corner of that square? That pulls it out, automatically goes right into your hand for throwing there. So then you can fan this away, catching it with the thumb automatically goes into my fingers for that throw that I need as it goes out from there. Yeah, so that's something to really practice, getting used to just using that thumb to fan it into position. Gives you a lot more speed. When we're throwing this, the point of this is to distract somebody. So it's going to cut, it's going to hit, and fly away. So as much leverage as we can get by being out on the point, that's what we want to be able to do with it. I know this looks different than in some of these funny movies where a person will throw the shuriken and then you see it stuck in somebody's brain and they stagger and fall. Or if you have a contest out in the backyard where you want to see if you can stick the shuriken. This is such a popular misconception that's really hard to buck, but the idea is it cuts, flies away, and then there's nothing. So a superstitious person might think they were cut by a ghost sword bearer, or even if not, at least they can't pull it out and start to throw it at somebody who was throwing at them. It's important to know the reality of what it is we're studying as opposed to maybe the popular, fun kind of stuff they see in the movies. So you want to get spin. This thing chews, bites, and then flies away so the person can't pull it out and come back at us. This Senban Shuriken, four-pointed star shape, is the Shuriken of the Togakure Ryu Ninja. So the 4 points radiate out from the center. This is the Togakure Ninja Shuriken, Senban Shuriken.
The question I had was, as I'm releasing the shuriken, do I release it as my wrist is here? I am so used to, in the modern day, throwing a frisbee and letting my wrist break, and I have a feeling that wouldn't be appropriate.
Yeah, that's important that we understand that what we're doing is aligning the arm so that when I let it go, it's out there. So this flexing seems more natural. But what I'm doing, you may even see a little movement here, but the idea is what is it going to take to get my arm straight so that when I let go of it, it's in alignment that way here. That way, when I lean and just point, I know where the blade is going to go. If I'm doing this with my wrist, I'm fanning, I have to be so good that I know exactly when to let go, or that blade's going to go flying off on an angle that way. Aligning it so it's straight, throwing the arm out. Another thing that I find sometimes people don't understand if they try to teach themselves is they'll keep their arm way back here and then flip like this, but actually we're really throwing that whole body. We're throwing that whole arm out there.
The thought I had was, or I guess the idea is that you're extended at the target and you're in alignment, just like when we're throwing a punch, you're in alignment as you release a shuriken at your target. So, and I just wanted to confirm that that was what we're looking for there. So as you were saying that, you know, there's a little bit of a bend and then, but we're fully extended.
That's important so that wherever I'm looking, just by having my skeleton in alignment, I'll know right where that blade is going. This takes a lot of training, and there's a temptation to try to focus on the spot and hit it. If I focus on me going right where that is going, then the trick is having that body in alignment. This is another reason why I suggest that we don't, hunch over with it, because now the more moving parts there are, the more difficult it's going to be to guess when to let go of this so that it does hit the target. The more I'm exactly in position, the more in control I am of the target that way. When we throw this, we've got our footwork in this very familiar, comfortable pattern, because no matter what the self-defense action, brain is not going to be up in the conversational word part of the brain. We're going to be down in that survival sense. So if our koppo knockdown, our jutaijutsu grappling, Shurikenjutsu blades, bow, if we're coming from a similar training structure, that's going to be familiar to us. So minimal stuff, maximum opportunity to apply it, make it work there. This structure is going to allow us to have minimal amount of pieces moving around. So some of my friends that teach at handgun schools for beginners, they teach them a very, very structured, kind of artificial type of thing. Lock the knees, lock the elbows. That way they're really in control of where the pistol is this way. Pushing out with this hand, pulling back with this one. So minimal stuff. If you have somebody shooting from here, there are all these different things. It's very difficult to control that pistol. So some of our people, when they go to train in those schools, kind of drive the teachers crazy. Because we're so familiar with our body, we can shoot from all these odd positions here, and drives them crazy because they're trying to get everybody to give up that kind of freedom. You have to be very well trained in order to make that work. That's what we do. Rock in, aim. Something you can do for practice, not for the fight, but for practice. Once you've thrown and released, leave your hand there for just a second and check out your alignment. If you're not hitting the target correctly, you might find your hand is out here, or it's kind of back here this way. So for a moment, check, come back here. This is the formalized form of it. Throw, rock back, catch. I'm pulling it off as I go forward, and then throwing, and just check this out for a moment there. This flat, like you would hold a plate, you can have your fingers just slightly raised up so they don't slide off. But that's going to give you the ability to fire these things off very quickly from there. So just have them flat in your hand like a plate.
And then are you hoping to peel off with the thumb of the down hand? No?
No, I find that actually gets in the way. So from here, you're just going to hit, drag, and turn that into your extension. Okay, remember, key thing, I want to keep my back up straight so that my body is throwing. I want to rock on my legs to deliver. I want to keep my shoulders aligned, so that gives me my aim, and I'm breathing out so that all of this works together as one total action. When throwing from this kneeling position, we don't have near the amount of body motion. So you're going to have to add extra amount, make sure the arm is coordinated with it. We'll use these safe training blades to practice this here. As I come in from that, I'm still going to see with my arm straight out, make sure that I'm right on target. And then I can check that I do have a straight line in there. This is so important for your accuracy. If I just fling from here, it's very difficult. There's no way to control where that blade's going to go. So from here, going straight in. Now that's for training. For actual fight, hand comes back right away. Let's try using some of these non-edged, safe throwing stars to practice some body movement. So what I'm going to have you do is move around in a kind of erratic way. I'm going to aim, and for safety's sake, since we don't have any eye protection, I'm going to aim right around the midsection this way. And see if you can tell where the thing is going to go, see if you can move so that you get out of the way.
Yes, sir.
Be sure when you're smacking this out of the air that you're pulling your fingers back. That way you're going to hit down on the blade. If you try to hit it with your fingers this way, it could get actually cutting your hand in there. So it's this way, not something like this where you're going to cut. Flat palm.
So the shurikens were the tools of the ninja who were sent out to gather informations. So therefore, they were not there to really fight against the samurais or anybody like that. Their the job was to get their attentions away and then just escape. Okay, so they were not there to fight. So these were the tools for the spies, the ninja spies, who were sent to gather the information.
For close-in distraction, we're backing up and firing this thing off. So it might even be this close. I'm trying to get somebody to flinch with their sword or to look away for just a second. So they're very close in. We're not talking about power. It's really more speed and accuracy where I can make a person flinch and cover themselves. On the other hand, if I have to throw at a distance, so somebody's going after one of my friends, then I'm going to need more carrying power. So from there, what I'll do is lift this up, and I'm going to throw my whole body forward with this. So I'm just going to throw maybe like an exaggerated version of a certain kind of baseball pitch up, and we're going to aim out this way. Hand is over here, and I'm using this line, my heel to toe, and shuriken are right up above that. That way I'm using that for this aim. I'll pull back, and then I'm going to rock. I'm going to actually release. Put these in your pocket. Let's try that just right here. So from there, hand comes up. Got this shuriken. I'm going to rock in on my left as far as I can until I step. Rock in. This would be akin to us coming in with the hand up shuto. So if we're in a fighting situation here, I'm going to come straight in to hit this way. If he advances to knock me down, I'll move this out of the way. Watch how it resembles that Shuriken load as I come in with that.
Do we see the hand positioning on this one?
If I hold these flat, like I was doing for the short range fast fire, but now I've got it sitting up here. Bring this up, catching this way, but it's standing up. So I've got it out by the point. So here, up, throw. If you can do it where the hands are flat, it's a much faster transfer. Here, leaning in. It's a much faster transfer than if you're trying to grab it with your fingertips. In the position, hands come together. Got this up high. I'm using this as an aim device. Rocking on that deep throw. Yeah.
I'm having a little bit of trouble with that transfer to the right hand. Can you show me that again?
Sure. If I start out here, I'm just kind of hitting it from the bottom. See how it just sort of pops out. Here it is. So from this, just peeling it apart, and then the point will find its way into the base of my fingers. Now, we're showing you this, but it takes practice, do it a lot. I remember 30 years ago in Japan, what I would do if I'm talking to somebody on the phone, whatever, is just practice how to make these transfers. Really got to let go with this. There can be a tendency when we're throwing to kind of hold back, step, and then push, and I see some of this little crimped up energy. So from here, as we're coming in with this, you got to go ahead and really let go. Let that arm go all the way out. You've got that straight shot right in there, and remember that if I'm learning it, there's a tendency to kind of step here and now to start to throw, and it comes out a little piece at a time. Get over that. Make sure that you're working for more and more of that kind of a natural flow and speed. Let's do it one more time. See how much you can do to really go ahead and emphasize that whole thing flying out with the body behind it. Let's work that again. This time the person's way out there. I need a lot of carry power on this. Go ahead and get the whole body behind it. See if you can make that work, whole body and arm. That's it, really extend. Let's practice the technique, totoku heishi. We're going to be using the sword as a way to cover up and defend against these blades coming in. I mean, this isn't kihon, this isn't basic technique at all, but just for fun, let's start to work with that. If you take some of these blades, You got these, and you're going to back out. Let's do this drill. We have a situation where somebody's very close in. You're going to use this rock and fire close in. If that had them back up, maybe now what I need to do is throw further. All right, so we're just going to alternate between that long throw and this short throw. You can get tripped up, so make sure you're paying attention to where the feet are on that. Yeah. 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 Sit with your back straight. Lower your chin slightly. Take a deep breath in. Feel your body become more alive, more alert, more awake as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, relax. Let your shoulders settle. Take a deep breath in. Awake, aware, alert. And as you breathe out, let go of those parts that no longer serve you. There'll come a time when you need to use the blade, when you'll feel pressured, hurried, off the mark. In those moments, breathe out, settle yourself. Other times, you'll be confused, unsure. In those times, use the in-breath, breathing in deeply, more awake, more aware, more alert. Practice this breathing method, stabilizing and enlivening with each part of the breath. It'll be important as part of your mastery of the Shuriken blade. For using this in the handheld fighting, I'm just going to pull against the points here. I'm not really clutching it this way as much as I am pushing down with the middle of my hand and pulling out with these. So the blade is here. I could hit this way if an attack came in. Knocking this away, I can hit with this point here. If an attack came in here, I can hit with the point coming backwards. Pulling this way. An attack comes in, I can swing this from the side to hit in here this way. And then I have this outward point. An attack is coming in, hitting down like a shuto. At any point, any one of these can be used just to scratch. If we were wrestling here or whatever, just to come in here, catch this action here. Scratching, cutting, jamming. Let's do this. Let me have you team up. A hand. Right hand's going to come in here. See what you can create using those points. If the left hand comes in, I may move it out of the way, cut back. As this moves in, I may start right away with an attack. As a grab comes in to get that, I may be able to put it right in there. See what you can create just using your basic taijutsu knowledge, but now with this secret tool in it.
So is this grip the secret to not cutting your fingers on the blade?
Absolutely, absolutely. This is so important that I keep my hand straight. I'm not clenching it this way where I'm going to drive it into my own hand there. I want to keep my fingers straight on there. This takes training. This takes training to get used to that. But now it resembles the hand that I'm using for shuto, bone break, strike. Also resembles the hand that I would use for a finger jab or clothing catch this way. Old Japan, they would have had armor on this side that helps hold that, causes the hand to be straight. I'm throwing with the fingers in that same line. So I'm developing consistency. Developing consistency. Ufu ikan, this warrior consistency, so important. If I'm in a situation, a person comes in, grabs a hold. I need this weapon here, hitting the arm, driving him back from there. I'm moving inside, using a knee to distract, then pushing, cutting. As he cuts in to wrestle with me here, I'm just riding down that arm, holding it in position. Shove this hand down to hammer it into that point. I was then rolling the edge to catch the wrist. Because now if he's going to attack me from behind, I need him distracted. So I'm jamming that in. Folding, rolling this over, and I can use these points to work the back of the hand here. If anything's coming around to get me, I can twist this between fingers or inside the bone structure as I pull my hand back.
Would the Shuriken have been edged or just the pointed tip?
Some would have been. These were builder's tools, like a washer that would hold pieces of timber together in a structure, keep the spike from going too far in. In that case, it wouldn't have any point at all other than just this blunt point. Might have been, though, somebody who ground that edge to a point. This is not sharp back here, but this might have had some sharpness out there. Of course, as a espionage agent, if a person was caught with one of those, it'd be hard to explain. I can get that where when the hand is coming in, I cut. I'm going to hug this down here as tight as I can. So if you're coming in from behind, I'm just slamming this down, dragging this across to make sure you're coming with me, and then I can cut from here. If you were to go for the leg tackle, I'm just going to pull right on around from there. I can work that cutting action. Let's get ready to set up for the test. The target we use is a builder's foam. In Japan, when I was training years ago, we would use old tatami mats from a house that was being rebuilt. Those are very hard to come by over here. It would be impossible. So we use this. It's the same consistency as that tatami. It's important that you don't use hard wood. This represents kind of the consistency of a body or the type of targets. Hardwood is a very different kind of a thing to throw into. When the people get ready to throw, to take their test, we're going to set it up where there's about 4 meters, somewhere over 12 feet. From there, we're going to do the 3 different poses. We'll have a standing horizontal throw, we'll have the kneeling position throw as well, and then we'll also have this over the shoulder straight throw. We're going to throw 3 sets of 9, 1 from over the shoulder, 1 from across, and then 1 from the kneeling position. So 3 sets of 9, 27 throws. To pass the test, what we are looking for is 7 out of the 9 are directly in the center of the target. That'll be your goal, 7 out of 9, 3 times for those 3 different kinds of throws. Yeah! Hey! Hey! All right, let's begin the test. Here are the things we want to observe. Make sure that you have proper posture. So that means your back is up straight. Using the legs, that would be the second part, so that you're using the leg for power. Third part on proper form is getting the whole arm extended out. So you're using that, you're going to end up pointing at the target where that blade is going to stick with that. So those are the 3 pure form things that we'll be looking for on the test. Accuracy, we're going to be looking for that as well. We'd like you to be able to hit 7 out of 9 times, 3 times. So a total of 27 throws if you can get 7 out of 9 on each one of those. Third thing, so we got form is first, accuracy. Third part is going to be that you are focused. So as soon as you've hit the focus is there. This is something we can judge watching you there, that you're not hesitant, there's no tentativeness with it. You know what you're doing and you're sending your intention out with it. Everybody ready to test?
Yes, sir. Sure.
All right. All right, let's test out form, accuracy, and focus. Ready, begin. The importance of form can't be emphasized too much. If you don't have the right form, you'll try to make up for the lack of accuracy by flinging your arm. So the arm goes exactly where that blade is supposed to stick. So that's one important part of the form. The legs rocking will help throw your body in the right direction, so you're getting the maximum power with that. If I just stand here and kind of fling this way, it's only a wrist action. I might be able to send it out, but it won't stop a person. And the third thing that we emphasize is using that whole arm going out. So those three pieces of form. That way I can aim with my body, because my word brain won't be working in a battle, in a real fight. I'll be coming from a more primal survival kind of a state. And so if I can train my whole body to do the thinking for me, it'll be there when I need it for self-defense. Great form, real good focus, and accuracy was excellent. We are proud to promote you. Accuracy in the test, I mean, that seems self-evident. You need to be able to send that blade where it needs to be. So accuracy is your test of how effective you are with that. However, if you get what you think of as accuracy with bad form, you're flinging and by luck you happen to hit the target, that still doesn't work. It's got to be coupled with proper form at this stage of training. So accuracy is important, that's how you test yourself, and it's done with proper form. Looked great. Form was perfect, accuracy was right in there, and I like that focus. Congratulations. Third part of the test is focus. So you're not tentatively throwing it out, you're not still learning. To pass the test, we want to see, no, you own this, you've got that. Your eyes, your intention go way ahead of the blade. I see that, I know that's where the blade goes, and so when I send it out using my proper form and I'm using my accuracy with that focus. Now this is something, once you get it, you'll know you've got it. You know that feeling. In the beginning, we, the teachers, will be the ones who will be able to identify that kind of consistent focus, that intention. You know where that blade is going and nothing's going to stop you. Let's do this. We want to work a little bit more on your accuracy. So we'll give you some coaching on a little bit more effective form. Maybe you can take the test again in another 6 months.
All right, thank you. Now I know what to work on.
I'm real pleased with the results of your test. Good form, accuracy, and that all-important focus. Congratulations. Omedetou gozaimasu.